Let's take a look at what happens when we start with an unknown value. Let's just call it x, and perform some operations with that unknown value. So I'm going to start with the number x right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that unknown value and I'm going to divide it into 3 parts. So we're going to take the x and divide it by 3. Then, after we've divided the x by 3, I'm going to take that value and add 5 to it. So we have x divided by 3 added to 5. And we're going to say that that entire amount is equal to 14. So let's think about those steps. We started with the unknown value x. We divided it up into 3 parts. And then we said that a third of that x added to 5 makes the same thing as 14. So remember that. We started with the division, and then we added 5, and that made 14. Well, let's see what happens when we start with the equation and we're asked to solve for the variable. So here we have the equation x divided by 3, add 5, equals 14. In order to solve for the unknown value, we need to undo what we did to the x in the first place. But we need to undo our steps in reverse order. So now we're going to focus on the 5. So right here we have the 5, and to undo the 5, we just do the opposite of add 5, which is subtract 5. Now the subtract property of equality tells us that if we subtract 5 from the left side of the equation, we must subtract 5 from the right side to maintain our equality, our balance. The 5 and subtract 5 makes 0, and so we're left with x divided by 3 is equal to 14 take away 5 is 9. So now we have the divide by 3. To undo the divide by 3, let's do the opposite of divide, which is multiply. So we're going to multiply the left side by 3. The multiplication property of equality says that if we multiply the left side of the equation by 3, we maintain balance and equality by multiplying the right side by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1, and so we have x is equal to 27. Now let's check our answer. So we have x as our unknown value is now 27. So if we write that as 27 divided by 3, add 5, and we're going to determine whether or not that makes the same thing as 14. 27 divided by 3 is 9. So we're going to take that 9 and add 5 to it, and we'll check to see if that's the same result as 14. Sure enough, 9 add 5 is 14, so both sides make the same number. 27 is the correct answer. Okay, let's take a look at another equation. Now think back. Let's say we just started with the s, and we performed some operations so that eventually we had this left side that was equal to or balances 18. Ask yourself, what did we do first to the s? Did we multiply it first by -3 and then add 7? Or did we add the 7 first and then multiply the resulting group by -3? Well, as it turns out, we added the 7 first and then multiplied that group by -3 to make 18. So to solve the equation, we're going to do that. We're going to undo the equation in reverse order. So let's start with the -3. To undo multiply by -3, we divide by -3. And the division property of equality says we divide both sides to maintain balance. -3 divided by -3 is 1, so now we're left with one group instead of 3 opposite groups. So I can write that as s add 7 is equal to 18 divided by -3 is -6. Now we need to undo the add 7. To undo add 7, we subtract 7 from both sides. 7 take away 7 is 0, and so we have s is equal to -6 take away 7 is -13. Now let's do a quick check. We have three opposite groups of negative 13 add 7 is equal to 18. Negative 13 added to 7 is 6. So we have three opposite groups of 6, or negative 3 multiplied by 6, and on the other side of the equation we have 18. 3 opposite 6 is negative 18. Negative 3 times 6 is negative 18. I'm sorry, that should be a negative 6, yes. So we have negative 3 times negative 6 is a positive 18. And on this side, we have a positive 18. And so sure enough, that checks. And the nice thing about the check is you're expecting to have the same number on both sides. So if you mess up on one of your signs and you get to the result and one number is positive and one number is negative, then you can look at your steps to make sure you followed correctly. And remember, if we don't get the same number on both sides, then our solution was incorrect.